Hello everybody. If I'm right, this should be the final part of my Outward playthrough. We're going to finish the final quest of the Blue Chamber Collective in this part, and then that'll be the end of the run. There are plenty of other things you can do in the game that I didn't show off, like several miscellaneous dungeons you can go to, and then there's the other quest paths you could have taken through the Heroic Kingdom of Levant, or the Holy Mission of Elat. And there's also DLC for this game that came out, so if you want to see all that stuff, I'd say pick up this game and play it. It's actually really good. Anyways, let's finish up and complete the final chapter of Cousina's personal story in Outward. Once again, Risa has a task for me in 3 days. I've been mostly spending that time collecting travel rations. Since for this final quest, I'm going to have to do a few bits of traveling around. I have to talk to a particular clan located in the Chersonese region, and I'll have to travel to the Hollowed Marsh, since the main mission will end in the town of Monsoon, with the final battle of the game. So yeah, we're on day 107. I think at some point today, the quest log will update, and I'll be able to talk to Risa to begin Ancestral Peacemaker. I find it funny that the main quest focuses on a war that breaks out between the Blue Chamber Collective, of which Cousina joined for this playthrough, and the Heroic Kingdom of Levant, located in the Abrasar Desert. And none of your quests actually involve you participating in any of the fighting. You're given tasks, even if you're with the Heroic Kingdom of Levant, to do other things. When you're at the Heroic Kingdom, they'll task you with finding ways to provide food for the people that live in the town, and you'll do things like you have to deal with like the Sand Corsairs that are responsible for starting the war, and there's a whole other thing. And of course, if you're with the Holy Mission of Elat, you'll end up doing tasks for them that deal with the Scourge and finding out more about the being they worship known as Elat. How he's actually not so much a god, but actually a being of living thought that used to be a human. It's all very interesting stuff. Like I said, by all means, you should pick up this game and play it if you're curious, because it's actually a really fun RPG. I just hope you've enjoyed watching me enough to want to pick it up and try it yourself. If I look at my inventory, you'll see I've gotten myself ready for a lot of traveling. I've got plenty of endurance potions. I also picked up some bitter spicy teas, which will also reduce burnt stamina. Because, again, we're going to be doing a lot of wandering around this part. So first, let's talk to Risa Aberdeen and get our next task.
The situation between us and Levant has just shifted.
So the war is coming to a close. What happened? Why is the war ending?
Elat demands peace. A truce has just been declared.
We will negotiate with Levant once we've gotten the rest of the Chamber Lords to agree to peace talk. Alright, I'll say, good. The war's gone on long enough.
That's good.
I agree. Levant doesn't bother taking many prisoners. If the war keeps going, there won't be anyone left to enjoy the peace.
I need some tact and diplomacy from you.
I'll convince the main families to comply, but there's a few that I'll need help to deal with.
Here's what I need you to do.
See, first I need you to talk to Sagar Battleborn. He is aggressively opposed to making peace with Levant, and unless we deal with him, he'll ignite another war on his own. Make him call off our soldiers by any means necessary. Next is the Montcalm tribe in the north of the Chersonese, near the Ghost Pass. With the truce, they have suspended hostilities against other tribes for the time being. Speak with the Chamber Lord, Restart, and convince him to support peace with Levant.
Here's what you need to know.
And finally, you have the most experience dealing with the Ash Giants. You should be the one to convince them to accept peace negotiations. You might want to speak with them last, as they're the closest to Monsoon. Alright, I'll get on this.
Please be especially wary around the Montcalm tribe.
Our scouts said they hang enemies around their encampment and that undead rise from the tunnels beyond the Ghost Pass to feed on them.
Well then.
Once you've convinced all of them to agree to negotiations, meet me at Elat's temple in Monsoon.
This is your task.
Remember, Cousina, you need to deal with Sagar here in Berg, and the Montcalm tribe in the north of the Chersonese. Finally, make your way to Monsoon in the Hollowed Marsh. while you're in the Hollowed Marsh, make sure you get the Ash Giants to agree to the peace talks as well. And that gives me my task. I have to convince Sagar Battleborn, the Ash Giants, and the Montcalm tribe to agree to the negotiations for peace with Levant to end the war. So first we gotta talk to Sagar Battleborn right here in Berg. There's a time limit for this. I have a week in-game time to complete every task. So we'll start with Sagar Battleborn.
So the little mouse from Cierzo sends her toy soldier to speak with me.
See, I refuse to make peace with Levant, not until we've broken their armies and replaced their king and queen with a lord loyal to the Blue Chamber. I'm gonna tell him, you owe me a favor, Sagar, I'm here to collect.
Well,
You think one measly personal favor is worth ending a war? Have you lost your senses? Do you really want everyone in the collective to know that you don't honor your word?
you'd attack me with words and not steal? Fine, you win.
My reputation means too much to me to stain it over this. I'll call off my soldiers, but when Levant attacks again, everyone will remember that I was right to fear them. And that completes the task. If you have a Sar Stone, you can give that to Sagar Battleborn and he'll call off the soldiers. Or you can duel him, and if you win, he'll call off the soldiers. If you lose, you'll lose a bunch of time and suffer a defeat scenario. But since I'd already given him the information from Purifier about the Soraborians working with the Scourge, he agreed to call off the soldiers because he said he owed me a favor. And I played on that to get him to cooperate. Next I have to go speak to the Montcalm tribe. I think that's the, convince the Montcalm tribe inside the wooden fort in the Chersonese north and make peace with them. So now I have to travel to the Chersonese region. And once I'm there, I have to head to the Montcalm fort. It's actually marked as a bandit camp on the map in the Chersonese region. And the reason I grabbed all these stamina potions is because I'm going to be running there. I want to get there as fast as possible so that I can do all of this within the deadline. Because if you recall correctly, it does take a few days to travel from one region to the next. So I have to go from Menmerkar to the Chersonese, then to the Hallowed Marsh. And hopefully I don't run into anything that knocks me out on the way. Although, with how powerful I am as a sorceress, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's still snowing in the Chersonese region, but I have weather defense potions. So I'll drink one of those and I should be alright. I'll show off on the map where we're going. This bandit camp in the north area is near the ancient ruins. That's the corrupted tomb. That's where we're going. That's where the Montcalm clan lives. If you go here before this mission, or without joining the Blue Chamber Collective or anything, this is just a standard bandit camp. The bandits there will be hostile when you arrive, and if you lose to them, they usually throw you down into a mine to make you work for them. Or they take you to the Vendavel fortress down here. Either way, that's where we're going. Since I'm doing Ancestral Peacemaker, they will not be hostile to me when I go there, and then I can go and talk with their leader. And I didn't talk to Risa about it, but I could also have asked her, why can't you go and deal with these people? And she explains that Sagar Battleborn wouldn't listen to her, not after what happened with Julius and his betrayal, because apparently Sagar doesn't know about the Cryptea, which Risa is the leader of secretly. The Montcalm clan also don't like Risa because, as a member of the Cryptea, she sent an agent to poison one of the members of the Montcalm tribe. That being a member of the Scarlet Lady, or one of her descendants. You might remember I dealt with the Scarlet Lady in the last quest, Whispering Bones. That mantis shrimp is really messing up the pearl bird. It's just running for it while it gets pelted with lightning, which is kind of funny. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the bandit camp of the Montcalm tribe and try to negotiate with them myself. Luckily, hopefully I'll have better luck than Risa would. She mentions that if she sets foot into the... either her or Gabriella were to set foot in the Montcalm tribe clan fort, they would attack her and try to kill her on the spot. But since they've never met me, that shouldn't happen. That's why I'm doing the negotiations instead. So I'll come back to you once I'm there. You can see here they've got a body strung up. I believe this tribe also plays into the Heroic Kingdom like missions. Since they've been doing this, it's been driving the ghosts to no longer feed on corruption, but rather on the dying people that the clan has been stringing up. Which is not good, because it means there's less corruption as well as more dangerous ghosts. Now I gotta really watch my step on this bridge. It's booby-trapped. You can see there's a pressure plate with some spikes around it. So yeah, I want to proceed slowly across the bridge so as not to set off a trap. There's one on the left there. Or on the right. But not one on the left. I don't know if the bandits out here, and if there are, if they'll be hostile to me. I'll just have to be careful. And there's another hanged body. Yeah, that's just something they do. They've been doing this ever since they became allies with the ghosts of the Ghost Pass, which, yeah, makes them a very dangerous threat to the world as a whole. So let's head into the Montcalm clan fort next. So now we're inside the Montcalm clan fort. Again, this is one of the places you can end up if you are defeated by bandits. These chests here are where they store your backpack and your items if you get caught by them, since they take you prisoner and force you to find your stuff. But as you can see here, the hyenas and the people here, if I could see any, will not be hostile. I can walk right up to him, and he doesn't attack. The person I want to talk to, I believe, is up here at the top of this tower. So we're going to make our way up here. You can see some of these guys are pretty heavily armed. This guy's got a claymore. I think that's a prayer claymore, or another kind. It's a two-handed sword, which usually makes them pretty dangerous. And this is their leader, who I have to talk to. This is Restart.
Why does someone from Sierzo dare come here?
Be thankful we have a truce. We have nothing but hatred for your people after what you've done to us. He's referring to how the person who was poisoned, who was secretly poisoned by the Cryptea because she was a descendant of the Scarlet Lady. Only thing is, Restart kinda liked her, and I think was in a relationship with her when she was poisoned and died. This is why the Montcalm clan doesn't like Sierzo. Anyways, I need you to agree to peace talks with Levant.
Why should we? Did the Blue Chamber consult us before going to war?
Did they care when one of our own was poisoned? We know it was Rhys's doing. The ghosts from the tunnels told us. They tell us everything. They keep us safe.
We want them to burn until they understand.
See, they tell us that Levant burns the eastern tribes, that the Blue Chamber suffers. I say good. We want them to burn until they understand what it's like to lose those you care for. I'm going to say this second one. You do know that if Levant's army reaches your tribe, they'll burn you to the ground, right? A few ghosts aren't going to protect you from an army bristling with firearms.
You trying to scare us?
Why would Levant attack us? We haven't raised our weapons against them. Well, even if they pass you over, they'll lay waste to all the surrounding tribes. Where are you going to get your tribute for the ghosts then? From your own people?
If that's what we have to do, yes.
If that's what we have to do to protect our tribe from the needless deaths at the hands of the others, then yes. Well, think about what you just said. To protect your people from needlessly dying, you're going to sacrifice your own people? You don't see the problem with that logic.
Can't refute that. We agree to declare peace with Levant.
There we go. We can't put our fates in the undead if their hunger grows out of control, but you must get the Chamber Lords to send us help. The ghosts will come devour us if we stop feeding them. And that completes that. He's also got an ornate chest here. I can look inside, I don't think you'll mind. It's got mana stones. Great life potions, which you already know how to make. I'll take these since I can decraft them, and I'll take the stones. And then we'll be on our way. I think if I put down a fire, I can craft those the mana stones into some arcane powder. think there's a tree in here I can do that at. Here it is. All that's left now is to talk to the Ash Giants and then make my way to Monsoon. So I'm going to hurry down to the entrance to the Hallowed Marsh, and from there make my way toward the Giants' village. So I'm in the Hallowed Marsh now. Instead of taking the Pilgrim's Road to Monsoon, I'm actually going to travel east and north around this way so I can reach the Giants' village first, since I have to talk to the Ash Giants next. So that's what I'll be doing. I shouldn't run into anything too hostile along the way, and if I do, I'm just going to run away from it and not fight it. So I'll see you when I get to the Giants' village. Alright, we made it to the Giants' village. I just ran straight here, past all the stuff that chased me, rather than fighting it. Next, we just talk to High Lord Seer and let him know what's going on.
What you want?
Hello, my ally. The war goes well. The desert people are no match for us. Well, I need you to help with the negotiations. We're going to make peace with them. Please come to Monsoon to settle this conflict.
What?
Peacetime already? This is... Aha, I know. Ashbourne kicked them down so hard they come begging for peace. Is that it? This good thing. Giants think war with puny desert men is good sport, but we eager to get back to craft and silk.
We accept peace.
I want you to speak for us. You very good speaker. You represent us well, yes? Seer would come, but Monsoon is Elat city. Seer not want to give Elat people feeling that they equal to our gods. That should take care of all the negotiations. Now I just have to go to the Temple of Monsoon in the city in the Hallowed Marsh. And Risa Aberdeen said she was going to meet me there. So next I just run straight to Monsoon, which is not that far from the Giants' village. So again, I'm going to head straight there. Alright, so now we're back in Monsoon. I'm going to head to the temple, but first, I'm actually going to do something that might seem a little unusual. I'm going to start setting tripwire traps. It'll make sense in a bit. But I'm going to put down as many traps as I can, roughly around this area, I think is the right spot. Because once I begin the negotiations, the final battle of the game begins here in Monsoon. So I'm going to set up my tripwire traps ahead of time so that they're all prepared. Luckily, none of the townspeople can step on them and activate them. Yeah, see? They just walk right by them. Actually, don't have enough tripwire traps for all the spikes I'm carrying, but that's fine. I'll just set as many as I can. All this, and then I'll find out, once I start the thing, that I put them all in the wrong spot. But we won't know until I begin. That should be good. Let's see, I made it to Monsoon on day 112, so the 7 days has not gone all the way past yet. The majority of that time was spent traveling from region to region. So next we'll head into the temple. Let me look for Risa Aberdeen. That up ahead, you didn't see it before, but that's Elat. This is what he looks like.
We gather here today under Elat's eye to bring an end to the hostilities between the Blue Chamber Collective and the Heroic Kingdom of Levant.
Here we go, Cardinal Burlamax starts right away.
Get on with it.
King Simeon says, "Get on with it. My wife is dying. Elat promised us he could save her."
Not happening.
Seriously, the Blue Chamber took their sweet-ass time getting ready. How can we be sure that they even want peace?
Enough squabbling.
Too much blood has been spilled. Sit and reach a peaceful conclusion like adults. The entirety of the Blue Chamber Collective stands united on this. Even the Ash Giants wish for an end to this conflict.
We require war reparations.
Let's see, if we're to make peace, we need reparations of the villages that were destroyed, as well as half your store of firearms and knowledge to make more.
Do you expect us to just disarm ourselves?
Let's see, why? You want to cripple us? We need those weapons just to deal with the beasts of Abrasar. Are we supposed to just hand over our weapons to the enemy?
An even playing field will prevent future conflict.
Yeah, it says we don't want your disarmament, we just want to be on equal military footing.
Do not forget, Simeon. Levant started this war.
Have you dealt with the one behind the attack on our city?
Don't you dare speak about this any further.
The mastermind has been dealt with, and I will not bear anyone twisting that knife further. The mastermind he's referring to was Prince Pietro and Baron Montgomery, which I myself was the one to deal with them.
Simeon, enough. I see their point.
We should have been more vigilant. We allowed this war to erupt under our watch. We need to be active to prevent further violence. We will share our weapons with the Blue Chamber.
We need assistance in rebuilding our kingdom.
Yeah, if you, with the Heroic Kingdom of Levant as your faction, you discover what happened to Queen Calixa. Our food supplies and military are all severely damaged and depleted. We're barely able to hold Levant together. If you do go down the Heroic Kingdom quest chain, you discover that Cyrene, the guard that I helped bring in Baron Montgomery and Prince Pietro, actually poisoned Queen Calixa with a bullet. So yeah, she was the one responsible for an attempted coup against the king and queen.
If food is what you need, we'll provide it.
We'll provide our excess grain freely and see that it makes its way to Levant with all possible speed. In exchange, we want full compliance on your sharing of the firearms. Good. I may not be long for this world, but I need to know that my kingdom will be left in capable hands.
Hey, Elat! You said you could save her!
Get on with it before she collapses again.
Fear not.
Calixa has shown incredible strength of will and an unwavering commitment to the needs of her people. She has sought progress and improvement with a zeal that rivals any I've ever seen.
Calixa will truly bring the Levantine dream to life as the newly arisen goddess of Levant.
There's an interesting turn. Not only are these the traits that the Heroic Kingdom needs in order to thrive, but they are the keys to giving Calixa the power to survive her death. Basically, what Elat's going to do is make her like himself, like a living thought.
Wait, what?
I do not understand what you just said. What do you mean you want me to become the goddess of Levant?
I will be blunt.
The poison you were beset with contained very potent blood from a Scourge beast. That corruption still courses through your spirit. Though the poison itself has been cleansed, the corruption will still claim you and turn you into something less than human.
In order for you to survive, you must become more than what you are.
You must become living thought, as I have, and I believe that once you ascend, you will be able to lead your people into prosperity, not just in your mortal lifetime, but in every future lifetime to come.
Will you take on the mantle of godhood for your people, Calixa?
It is a drastic solution, but it is the only way that ensures the dream of the Heroic Kingdom will continue.
This is rather sudden.
But if it's the only way I can continue to serve my people, then yes, I'll give up my humanity if I can keep the Levantine dream alive. What do I need to do?
To any who wish to object, still your tongues.
I will not see this peace declared only for Levant to crumble in its execution. This will bring further balance to Ori. The Blue Chamber has me as their god. Calix's ascension will only even the scales.
We will never do more than just survive, if I am the only god humanity can depend on.
Further, you must understand that even I have my limits. With just one god present in Ori, the Scourge will never be eradicated, and we will never progress past what we are now.
So this is what Whispering Bones meant.
When they told me, very well, I must voice my concerns about this turn of events, but I will not oppose them. The Blue Chamber recognizes and accepts Calixa as the goddess of Levant.
Is this acceptable to all parties?
We are agreed. Peace will be declared. Queen Calixa will be saved by ascending to divinity. Levant will share their weapons with the Blue Chamber, and they will send food to Levant for the foreseeable future.
I agree to these terms. Simeon?
I can live with these terms.
This isn't the peace I want, but it's one I can accept.
Very well. The Blue Chamber Collective accepts.
Alright, so the terms of peace have been accepted by both sides.
Then we've reached an agreement.
The pact will be sealed with the exchange of gifts and by sharing a drink of Peacemaker's elixir. Blessed by Elat, it will grant health and long life to those who've worked so hard to obtain peace.
I offer as gift the bounty of the desert.
On behalf of the Heroic Kingdom of Levant, I offer an exquisitely cut Sar Stone, a gemstone of unequaled beauty and power.
And I offer this gift in Elat's name.
On behalf of the Holy Mission of Elat, I offer the Peacemaker's elixir.
I believe you've earned this.
Cousina, you should have the Peacemaker's elixir. You'll make better use of it than me, I feel.
Then, the task of Calix's ascension must begin immediately.
And I gain the Peacemaker elixir, which I'm going to drink as soon as this conversation is over, as well as another Sar Stone. And Elat says, Calix's ascension must begin immediately. Leave the temple and gather your troops. Prepare to defend the city.
What?
Defend against what?
What?
Yeah, didn't we just agree to peace terms?
The ritual of ascension will magnify my presence here.
It will attract any scourge within the entire marsh. In their frenzy, they will ignore even the agony caused by the Vigil Crystal to attack Monsoon.
Protect our people until Calix's ascension is complete.
I cannot perform the ritual and hold off the Scourge at the same time. I must rely on all of you.
I'll have them ready the defenses.
And Risa will bring the soldiers to fight.
Simeon, for once, you have to be my shield.
And Queen Calixa agrees to do the same. And since I already helped with the Purifier quest earlier on, the town of Monsoon also has soldiers that will be ready to defend the town from the upcoming Scourge attack.
Good luck.
I'm going to fight hard enough for the both of us. You focus on your own ordeal.
Elat will need me here.
We will watch over Calixa. She will be safe in our care, I promise you.
Monsoon's safety rests on your shoulders.
You all know what you need to do. Now go. And the battle begins. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drink the Peacemaker elixir. This gives me a permanent boost to my stats, health, stamina, and mana. I'm going to apply that, and then I'm going to cast Runic Protection. I'm going to cast Warmth, and I'm going to cast Blessed. And I'll cast Possession in case they try to poison me. Now let's go defend the town of Monsoon, which I believe is our objective. Go to Monsoon to protect it from the invading Scourge beasts. You can see right away there's a Scourge horror. Let's use our fireballs on it. I can also use my lightning. Oop. Oh, that's not good. I'm getting hit. Run away. Drop my bag. Come on, guys. There we go. Smacked him again with another... I thought I put my bag down. I guess not. Okay, they're down. Now, there's a particular enemy I have to slay in order to complete this quest, and he's here in the town. First, I'm going to bandage up, and then I'm going to go find him. That's not them. That's just some guys. There he is. He's up there. That's who I was thinking of. That's the Butcher of Men. This is a unique Immaculate. He's that glowing purple one. I'm going to set up my Sigil of Fire. Put down my bag for real this time. Try to get his attention. Hey, you! I might be able to just take him on. Oop. Get him with a lightning bolt, and down he goes. Ancestral Peacemaker has been updated, which is to talk to Risa. Before I do, I want to loot the bodies, and get my backpack back since I put it down before I fought the Butcher. Plus, I want to loot the Butcher of Men since he's going to have a unique item on him. Alright, the Butcher men fell somewhere around here. Yeah, the Shell Horror. I'll take its stuff since I can sell it since I'm in Monsoon. The Butcher of Men has an arrow on him, a spiritual varnish, occult remains, a thorny cartilage, and the Butcher's Amethyst. This is a one-of-a-kind gem formed in the heart of a unique horror. It is a memento from a hard-fought battle to save the city of Monsoon. Mostly you can just sell it, but if you put it in a legacy chest and make another character and use the character legacy to get it, it'll become the Butcher's Cleaver, which is a unique one-handed axe. But with that, the battle is finished. I'm going to recollect all my tripwire traps, and then I'll talk to Risa Aberdeen. It's kind of amusing that I started Cousina off as a sorceress in Diablo 2, and that game didn't have the Butcher in it, even though Diablo 1 did, and yet Outward ends with a battle with a creature called the Butcher. Anyways, now that I got all my tripwire traps back, I'm going to run back to the other place and talk to Risa.
Greetings, friend.
First I'll sell off some of the things I picked up, including the scales, sell that, sell the horror chitin. You can see the Butcher's Amethyst is also pretty valuable, 250 silver, but I'm good on money, I don't need any more. Well, we'll sell what we got. That'll clear up some room. Now we can move normally again. That tree is on fire. Now I know what you guys are thinking, but I didn't do it. So now I talk to Risa Aberdeen. After I loot these bodies. There we go.
That was unexpected. I'm glad you came along.
Me too. It's not every day you get to be present for a divine ascension.
History was made here today.
This will be the spark that unites great change across Arai. We will need to watch this situation closely.
I look forward to seeing what path you carve for yourself from here.
You were a real asset out there today.
I believe you've earned this.
Your stalwart defense of Monsoon saved lives. Also, Simeon asked that I give this gift to you. May it serve you well.
You're free to do as you please. I trust your instincts.
I do whatever you feel you need to do. And we find out that King Simeon gave me the Crimson Plate armor set. I don't think it's all that good for me. I can try it on. This is how I look wearing it. And the music that plays is the title screen music. How appropriate. If I look at my quest chain, it just says, well-earned rest. Enjoy the peace you helped create. There are a few other areas you can go to that have a post-game bosses and such to fight that are like special super bosses, in case you want to get even better equipment and the like. But for now, this will be the end of the Outward run. And yeah, with that, I've basically saved the day. First, I'm going to sell some of these items. The Crimson Armor is a bit too heavy for me, so I'm not going to wear it. I think the white outfit fits me better.
Is there something you need?
My next playthrough will actually be Mushroom Kingdom Fusion. I'm going to check out the poll that I made showing how people wanted me to handle showing off all the various characters that will appear in that game. But yeah, that's the end of Outward.
Friend?
Like I said before, there's DLCs, there's post-game content where you fight off special boss enemies and the like. I'd say pick up this game, give it a try. And I also never showed off the DLC, the Saborians or the Three Brothers. So if you get the opportunity to pick up those, I'd say go for it. And so that concludes the adventure in Outward. And as we know, Cousina will probably return in another RPG where I make a magic-based character. So once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I will see you for the next video, which will be the part 1 of Mushroom Kingdom Fusion.